Welcome back to the Tennessippi State-Only Challenge, where today we're going to get through our first off-season and get into Season 2. And Season 1 ends with a Lions Super Bowl over the Bills 28-21. Jamal Adams is the MVP. Yearly awards over on the right-hand side. We did not win any yearly awards, but we did have one Pro Bowler, and that was our left end in Sam Williams. We also ended up having one player retire, Brandon Bolden, after 13 years. We were expecting to maybe make a change at running back, adding some talent to that group. But before we really look to add any new talent, we need to try to keep some talent around. Let's start with Evan Ingram. He does not have much interest. He's also 30 years old, so giving him a 4-year deal, well, that might be pretty high. What I'm expecting is we most likely will have to go with a franchise tag. He's looking at 14.3 per season. This is 15 mil. We will offer this. I don't want to go any more. Again, as expected, he's looking to go into open free agency. If we look to franchise tag him, it's a straight up 15 mil, which is what we were already expecting to do. So let's go ahead, tack on that franchise tag. And if we want, we also could look into trading him away to get an extra first round pick if possible. Now, as for players that we did not re-sign, Cedric Tillman being one of them, I wanted to bring him back. We still might. He was looking for more money. We'll see if he finds it in open free agency. If he does, he will return. All these other guys we're moving off from. Crumedy, another one I wanted to bring back. We still might. But a lot of these guys, they just didn't have any interest, or they're pretty low overall, or a combination of all the above. Now, we ended up not having many players re-signed, but we did end up having Jake Elliott signed for a 4-year deal for 26 mil. We also had Royce Newman. He's a lower overall, I want to say like 71, 72. But he was a starter for us. 4-year deal for him, 14.8. And then obviously we saw the Evan Ingram franchise tag. Now that does send us into open free agency with 128 mil to really try to build this team around. So let's find our first 5 players. I'm looking to bring in the topmost talent available. We have some mid 70s to lower 70s. Antonio Gibson talked about needing a new running back. He could slide in really well. Adding some help to the defensive line, we got Deo Odeniingbo, as well as Derek Barnett. At corner, there is Alontae Taylor, and then at right tackle, Tyree Phillips. So let's evaluate first round here. 3 players decide now. Alontae Taylor is having more competition. Phillips we're still top of, and we did sign the other 3. So that's good news. We are going to have to raise our offer though here for Alontae Taylor. So how about make it 6 mil per year, which is closing in on double what he was originally asking for. That did raise up the bar, and we again are on top, but we do have 3 more positions, so let's start to fill out some depth. Now, as for the players we're adding, Joshua Dobbs, tacking him on here to be a backup, hopefully for just a year, though unfortunately doesn't have any sort of mentor tag. Did add Jaden Crumedy onto the list here. No competition for any of these guys, including Nathaniel Watson, trying to bring him back as well. So we are on top for all these offers, or have the only offers. Go through another round here. 2 have decided, one of being Alontae Taylor, and he did decide to come in. So we've hit on all of our top guys. We were bringing back Crumedy and Watson. And really, we're just waiting on Phillips and Dobbs to decide. They're really the last 2 I'm trying to bring in here. So let's evaluate one more time. We'll go to the next round. And we did end up getting Phillips the next go. However, we did not end up getting Dobbs. He decided to go to the Jets instead. Now, as for getting prepared for the draft, we do have the 3rd overall pick, but we do not have a 3rd round pick. We have 1, 2, 4 through 7. So we got to make sure that these picks hit. And there is some good news for a lot of these guys. Some talent grades have gone up. Kenny Arrington, a possible quarterback we could look to go after, was a round 3 to 4 projection. True talent is around 2 to 3. He has good throw power with good speed. The accuracies, though, for Arrington look really solid. B's across the board. But injury is a D, so that's a little bit concerning. There is some break, sacks, some throw under pressure. Throw on the run isn't too bad either. It could be a really good idea to try to get another quarterback here if Milton isn't the guy for our future. We already have a couple other options in those early rounds. Again, round 1 and a round 2, there is Seth Covington. We need help for the offensive line. he dropped in true talent. Projected round 1, true talent is around 2 to 3. So let's take a look to see why that might be the case. He's 21 years old out of Vandy. He's not very strong, sub 30 reps. As for the blocking, really good pass blocker. Struggles massively across the board when it comes to run blocking, especially against finesse guys. So he's a true left tackle. We still probably could use his help. But who's probably the best guy on this board here is at corner in Mike Golston. At round 1 to 2 projection, true round 1 talent. He's 22 years old out of Memphis. He's got some speed, a little bit of some bench reps to his game. He's quick. He's a really good athlete with B's for all the coverage ratings: zone, press, and man. Plus he's got B block, shed, catching, and kick return if we really want him doing that. Awareness is a B to a C. As for play rec though, that is a D, so a little bit low there. And we also have Jeff Clinton. He's an interior blocker, round 2 to 3, true round 1 talent. Again, we need as much help for this offensive line as possible. 6'5", 337, 21 years old, out of Tennessee. He has 40 bench reps, so he's definitely an interior guy with a run block power. He struggles against finesse, both pass blocking and run blocking. But the other ratings look pretty solid. If we could come away with 2 starters for the offensive line in this draft, that could be huge, which most likely means we are dropping out of the top pick that we have, 3rd overall. There is a safety here in Justin Woods, who is around 3 to 4. We don't necessarily need safety help, but he could be someone that could do a job for us. Isaiah Bass here at linebacker. He's a true day 3. We could use some help at linebacker as well. And then we got a lot of potential undrafted. Now, if we look at mock draft 4, the guys that we're looking at, Mike Golston might be our top option. I expect he goes about mid-first round to the Cardinals. That means we could definitely drop out of our top 3, maybe pick up 2 first rounds if possible. But shortly thereafter, they also expect Seth Covington to go. So we're going to need essentially a top 10. And if we could get back into the top 15, then we could come away with 2 first round guys. Then that means we also need to still keep probably that early 2nd round pick for someone like Jeff Clinton. So most likely we would have to trade someone away. We have a couple options. We talked about Evan Ingram. There's also Laramie Tunsil. Possibly. We'll keep our eyes open for any possible trades. So let's start by actually getting this draft underway. We are obviously not going to be trading up, so let's get through the top 2 picks. 49ers, they go with Griffin. I think that's a quarterback. I don't know. Honestly, can't tell. We'll skip through these guys. It indeed is a quarterback going to San Fran. As for the Browns, they go with a outside linebacker in Jonathan Thompson. Now trading away our pick because we don't need this early of a spot. So let's trade with the Eagles. We'll pick up their bundle of picks. We'll give them our top 3. Deal done. Now fingers crossed that Golston doesn't go. And as we reach our spot, he has not gone. So it is safe for us to go pick up our first drafted player. And of course, we are going with the top projected player that we have in Mike Golston. Hopefully, we'll still be back quickly to pick up the tackle. But Golston is our pick. First here, we get an achievement stud finder. So I'm assuming, yep, hidden dev trait kind of spoils it a little bit here. But we do draft our corner, and I expect he's going to be either corner 1 or corner 2 to kick off this season. This is a fun new screen. Mike Golston was ranked number 9 in true value. We got him at 13. We'll make plays in zone coverage, fast enough, and slow to react to developing plays. So we'll see how that goes, probably due to that play rec being low. But he is indeed hidden dev, 93 speed, 94 acceleration. And we've struck a deal with the Packers. We are indeed sending them Evan Ingram, so it was a tag and trade situation. We're also going to give them this year's 5th, next year's 5th, and 2027's 6th, which we already have 2 of. It's a good little bit, but for a mid-first round pick, I don't feel like that's all too bad, especially since Ingram didn't want to be here. So with that, we can make sure we come in here, we can get Seth Covington. Obviously, we know the talent rating is round 2 to 3. Still think it's important we get him, who was projected to go in this mid round. So we're not going to let him pass. We're going to draft our first offensive lineman. That means Tunsil might be able to move around a little bit. Maybe he plays right tackle. He has a little bit more ability to run block. And we actually got a B+ grade on this one, which is interesting because he was ranked number 64. We got him at 16, so that's much higher. But it's a better grade than what we got for Golston, who was just a B despite actually getting much better on that rating. Played college basketball for 2 years, so that's interesting. Processes blitzes quickly and effectively. Quick feet, strong hands, and pass pro. We brought him in to be a pass pro guy. He's got 85 strength. That's not awful considering he didn't even have 30 bench reps. Now from here, I think we go ahead and get to our second round pick where I expect we go with that other offensive lineman. And indeed, he is still here. Third pick, second round. We're not going to let him slip anymore. Now, that does leave into question what we do with Kenny Arrington. Do we trade back up with the picks we have remaining in this draft to try to pick him up maybe beginning of the third? That might be a possibility. We obviously do like Milton, so it's not necessity we get him, but it is necessity that we do get Jeff Clinton. So we're going to draft back-to-back offensive linemen. This is going to add another guy for our interior and just provide us some flexibility. Maybe we even move more guys around besides Laramie Tunsil. And again, we draft another guy here at a better value than he was ranked. But it's still not as good of a grade. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening with that. Uses strength and technique to thwart power rushers. Proficient run blocker, very powerful run blocker. And I'm sure our new running back is going to appreciate that. And as mentioned from here, I think we just go ahead, get through the rest of this second round. If the quarterback is still available come the start of the third, we'll look to make a trade. And indeed, we do get a trade done. Accidentally clicked through it too quickly, but all we had to do is give him a 6th round pick, and we move up with that 3rd rounder that we got with our 1st round trade to move up a handful of spots to ensure we get Arrington. So let's draft our first quarterback. We'll see if he ends up rivaling at all the starting spot of Milton, or maybe we even run a 2 quarterback package. We'll have to see. Now this time we almost hit dead on the ranking of Kenny Arrington. He is ranked 69. We draft him at 65, and it's a C pick. I feel like we're not getting good grades here despite actually having a pretty good draft. Shows great touch on intermediate throws, excellent deep accuracy, stays calm while throwing under pressure. That's exactly what we want to see. So looking at our favorites, I see a lot of day 3s. Justin Woods is still there. Let's take a look at his player card just to see if he fits. 6'3", 214, 22 out of Memphis. He's not the fastest. That's about the speed of most linebackers now, but he does have strength. And he is 214, not exactly linebacker size. Man, the coverages in general are pretty low. He has some tackle and block shedding. I honestly feel like we might have to move him to linebacker. Maybe a little bit of a sub backer here for us. We'll go ahead and pick him up 4th round, and we'll see where he ends up fitting. Now this one, I understand the grade a little bit more. He was ranked 120. We got him at 99. Hit power will strike fear in ball carriers. He's a dependable tackler. Does he have NFL speed? Well, at linebacker, I think he will. We do have a tight end here. He's a vertical threat. We could use a tight end. He's not the strongest, but he does have B run blocking. The hands are questionable, but he's listed as a deep threat archetype. Impact blocking is pretty bad, but he could break some tackles. He might just be an interesting guy. Why not? Let's go after tight end. We'll fill another area of need. And this one we get a C+, which I feel like was slightly higher than the previous, though he was ranked 206. We got him at 141. Now with our final selection, there is a linebacker available in Will Virgil, the only projected draftable guy. Now he is a pass cover guy. He's 6'1", 226, so a little bit heavier than the safety that we'll probably are going to play at linebacker. He's a little bit slower, not the best bench reps. As for the zone, it is a B. Man is B to a C. Block shedding is horrific. We do need some help at that spot anyway. We will go ahead and pick up Will Virgil. Again, just going after pure depth need come the end of this draft. And he ends up being our worst pick, a D-, essentially an F. as we picked him at number 195, even though his true talent was 342. But checking the overall grades here, I think it actually fits pretty well with where these guys ended up going. Starting at the top, Mike Golston is a true 76, seeing a little bit of a boost thanks to coach up to a 77. Again, he's hidden dev, very consistent. 76 man and zone, 75 press. He's got a little bit of some tackle ability, catching at a 69. Whether he starts on the outside or in the slot, we will see, but either way, he is starting this year. As for Seth Covington, didn't even notice this earlier. He is a hidden dev, so it was definitely worth trading to make sure we picked him up. He's a true 72, getting that +1 at a 73. Pass blocking does look pretty good. Run blocking not as bad as I was expecting. We could work on that a little bit here, maybe shift him towards the power to get that increasing, so he does have some run blocking ability. As for the interior guard, another hidden dev. How was I missing all of these when we were going through it? Probably because I didn't look. But that is 3 straight hidden devs off the top, a true 75, no boost happening. And I would say pretty similar to the pass blocker, though just shifted towards the run. We'll continue increasing the power, so that way he does see a little bit of that pass block increase. Lead is looking pretty good. I mean, all in all, we definitely improved a weak group, and the hidden devs just keep rolling. Kenny Arrington as well, hidden dev, coming in at 71 overall. I believe that's also where we have Joe Milton. Not gonna have the same throw power though. 97 compared to 91, that's definitely not the same. Accuracy is not gonna be the same either, but he does have some ability to run the ball, so perhaps we put some packages together and we do see Kenny Arrington play a little bit. We'll also check the preseason stats. Now the following are definitely going to be depth players. Justin Woods, the safety, though, coming in with that +1 is at a 70, true 69. And the coverages definitely are struggling, but I think he again would probably be better played as at least a sub linebacker. We will check what his ratings look like actually listed at linebacker. If they're not as good, well then we will definitely change him back to be a safety and then still play him at sub linebacker. So changing him to middle linebacker, that puts him down at a 65, getting the +1 to a 66. I think that'll be good enough because we could have him focus on being a field general and getting the boost that we need. As for the tight end in Tyler Bass, he's coming in actually with some pretty decent stats. I believe he'll be tight end 3, but there's a good base here. He actually looks to be a little bit more of maybe a possession archetype. It's not that far off the vertical threat. I just see some good run blocking, so I'm not sure where the vertical threat really is coming into play. And while Will Virgil might have been an overdraft, he was a hidden dev, or is a hidden dev. Again, getting that +1 to a 63 overall. And yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. He probably won't be practice squad strictly because of that hidden dev. He could get stolen from us, and we're not going to let that happen. And following an off season where we went 1-2, though we did have one more close game, 3-point loss to the Panthers. The Commanders did hold us out. It's time to check the stats. They're just a handful of games. We were the 7th best offense in terms of yards, 8th best defense. So seems like the team definitely took a good step forward. And yeah, Kenny Arrington will not be starting at quarterback. 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he only completed 65%. Meanwhile, though on about 12 less throws, Milton had 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, completed 75%. So that battle definitely won by Milton, but it's good to have competition. As for the running game, our main running back here in Antonio Gibson, 3.8 and a touchdown. No fumbles for anyone. Evans had 3, and Arrington did actually do a decent job scrambling. Receiving, Hyatt led us with 2 touchdowns. We did end up re-signing Cedric Tillman after the draft. He had 2 touchdowns. Mingo had 1. And Dawson Knox, new starter at tight end, had 1. And then all the way down here, we have Terrence Williams, a UDFA running back who did have a touchdown. Defensively, Nathaniel Watson led us in tackles with 19. As for tackles for a loss, that does go to Dayo Odeniingbo, who might be getting this start over Cedric Johnson, who was a rookie last year. Sack leaders, DJ Jones as well as Jaden Crumedy. So the DTs led us 2 sacks each. With all that, the roster is set to begin Season 2. Offensive line greatly shaken up. New starting left tackle Covington, as well as the other rookie in Clinton. Tunsil moves to right tackle. Parham moves to center. And Newman moves from, I believe he was at right guard, over to left guard. Dawson Knox, the new starter at tight end. Tight end 2 will be the rookie, and I'm just going to call him base. He's now base. Milton starting at quarterback, so same as last year. New starting running back in Antonio Gibson. Evans will be running back 2. Metcalf, Moore, then Hyatt are going to be wide receiver 1 through 3. Mingo will be next man up. Defensively, not as much of a change. Odeni Ingbo will get the start at right end. We'll have Johnson be the primary backup, with Barrett being that next guy. Linebackers stay the same. Safeties stay the same. Golston will start out at cornerback 2 into receiver sets. When we go into a nickel or dime, he's going to move down to the slot because he has much better tackling ability to that than Alante Taylor, who will then go to the outside cornerback spot to fill in that. Overall, feel like we did see a lot of improvement. I still feel like safety and off-ball linebacker are the 2 weakest groups on this team. The offense really has started to kind of get put together. We just need Milton to continue on that big stretch he had to end last season. Now with these starting receivers out there, an improved offensive line, I think we're ready to get things going. And we are getting underway in Miami. Starting on defense. Time to see if the safety group and linebacker group can just outperform their ratings, as it will be a throw deep downfield and dropped. Honestly, Zay Flowers should have caught that one. He had it in a nice little pocket. Instead, 2nd and 10, they go with a handoff down the middle. Finding a little bit of a lane, they will pick up 7 for Breece Hall. Make it 3rd and 3 with an empty set. They got 3 down to the bottom, 2 up top. As we'll just rush 4, we get some pressure, knocking it away, 25. I don't believe that's either of the new corners, but that does force a punt. And with that, the offense can hit the field for the first time this year, and we are starting spread empty. We talked about last year how we feel comfortable rocking 5 receiver spread. Oh, that's how we start Season 2. And it's, of course, Jalen Hyatt, who picks up 4. He saw a lot of targets early last season. Milton dropping back again, though under pressure, getting sacked. That did come through the right guard, which is the rookie. He's again not much of the pass blocker yet. We're working on that. Milton set the throw again, and finding an open target. First down goes Elijah Moore. We're really expecting a lot from Joe Milton this year. He finished last year strong, preseason 75% complete. He's ready to have a great year, though we need a little bit more there in terms of blocking. Metcalf gets tackled immediately. Hyatt whiffed on said block. Loss of 2, leaving 2nd and 12. With another quick throw, we go Hyatt across the middle drag route. We'll end up picking up almost the first down, about 9 yards. Leave things with a much more manageable 3rd down. As we come out with a tight shotgun look. 2 receivers up top, Metcalf at the bottom. Milton set the throw up top and through the hands of Moore. And all the receivers we have, he better start to hold on to those. But the offense stays out here, 4th and 3. Hard counting for Milton, no one jumps. As he'll go back across the middle. This time, Moore holds on to it. You just need that from him every time. Now, we do have an update early on here. Covington is already out of this game with an injury, a sternum injury and a pick. He tried to squeeze it back into Moore. It's a foot race and dragging him down at the 20-yard line. Richie Grant. Milton just got a little too comfortable with his throws there. But as we were saying, Covington is out, so Tunsil back over to left tackle. Hopefully that's not a long-term injury. Dolphins trying to capitalize off the turnover. They start with a play action, lofting, and it's picked right back. That's number 30 getting the INT. Taking us up to the 14, Alante Taylor, the new addition from free agency, already with a big splash. So a little bit of some sloppy play early on here. We'll start jumping through this drive a little bit, jump in whenever we get into scoring range as we get sacked by Hargrave. 2nd and 18, we get 3 on the rush. 3rd and 15, 12 to Hyatt, not good enough. We will end up punting. A good punt, taking them all the way down inside their own 10. And a throwaway. They get 8 to Breece Hall. 3rd and 2, first down. Zay Flowers holds on to that pass. 5 yards, Tyler Higbee with 2nd and 5. Another first down for Breece Hall. So far, pretty well balanced teams across the board here. Dolphins pick up 22 to start the second quarter. They're into plus territory. If they get inside the 30, we will jump in, and yeah, that will do it. Last time the Dolphins were down here, we had the pick to keep the points off the board. Look to hopefully have another one here. Tight end in motion, going back towards the top as they do go play action. Now finding their target, turning downfield and spun out around the 2. Tyler Higbee. So far they're going after their top targets. 1st and goal now, tight look as they are letting things play slowly. Read option and he dives, coming up short. Maybe about 5 or so years ago, Stafford scores on that. Not so much now. 2nd and goal, 2 tight ends at the bottom, 2 receivers up top, including Flowers, who spreads out wide empty. But Breece Hall can trot in. Or fin in? I don't know. Some Dolphin pun there. But they do find a splash play, there we go, and take the lead. Good news for us, though. Hyatt does not like that lead. 2 big plays have gotten us down to the 25. Trying to find a first touchdown on the season, and somehow 1, Milton squeezed that in. And 2, DK doesn't hold on to it. A little bit surprising there. Tight coverage. Got a bunch down to the bottom then for 2nd and 10, leaving DK not lone up top as we go spread empty. Some decent blocking, shot towards the end zone, and there we go. We find DK the next play, a better play. Finds our strike into the end zone. We tie this game up at 7. And that's where the score would stick for a couple drives, but now with about 30 seconds left in the first half, Miami trying to reclaim their lead. Stafford has them in plus territory, looking for the check down to Hall. Not much more space following that catch. Believe that was Nathaniel possibly who had the tackle there. As there are no more timeouts, the clock inside 15 seconds. Stafford going up top and finding his receiver who gets out at the 33. With 11 seconds left, you could look for maybe one more shot towards the end zone, then have to settle for a field goal attempt. They got 2 receivers down the bottom, sending 1 up top in Zay Flowers. As they go play action, Stafford, he's rolling under pressure. He gets rid of it. With 6 seconds, indeed, they will trot out the field goal team. Just inside the 40, about a 50-yarder is perfect. Cam Little gives the Dolphins the 10-7 lead through half, though we open the second half looking to erase that deficit. Well, TJ Watt, he's got some other ideas. Now, while we definitely improved the offensive line going into this year, it's definitely not one of the best in the league. Room to still improve. As they get pressure again, Milton somehow, he breaks to the outside. He's going to pick up some yardage. That should have been a loss of about 8. Instead, it's a gain of about 8. Heck of a play there from Milton to not only navigate the rush, but his own offensive line. Lets us fight here on 3rd down. Across the middle, DK stopped about a yard short. Just as we did earlier in this game, we shall do again. Offense stays on out. Make sure we got a good double here. I like that. We got the receiver scrunched in on the left-hand side. As we will go down the middle, Gibson with the first down. Stopped at about the 31. Well, there is an injury to a Dolphin on the play, Nealon. He's actually going to end up heading through the tunnel. So with that, maybe we look to find our deep shot here then, as they're missing one of their top guys. Downfield, it's Gibson, tipped away. Good coverage. Offense definitely not afraid to take those deep shots. We've been successful on one of the 3 we've had so far. 2nd and 10. This time we hand it off to Gibson, who trucks through number 34. He had to eat the helmet. Nice, powerful run there from the new running back. providing a 3rd and 4. We get 2 receivers down to the bottom. Looking like we're setting up the screen with some blockers in front. Gonna pick up the 1st down and a good little bit more inside the 15. Gibson's come in and he's really taken over the 3-down back role. Though we can definitely rotate, get Evans out there a little bit if we need it. As Milton looks to throw, quick one, across the middle, Elijah Moore. Well, obviously we have the talent to take some deep shots. I'm perfectly fine with the simple, easy passes. Keep things clean. As Milton throws, he finds DK. Going across the middle, he gives himself up just outside the 1. As we do drop under center here. Neither team in goal line as we do look to pass, though Milton could have stepped up instead. He loses about 3.5. Hargrave with the sack. Good news for us, it's only 2nd and goal, and we get a little bit more space to work with here. Back to the tight shotgun look, 2 up top. Milton with a hard count, no one jumps, and he throws it into tight coverage. Definitely could go off your first read, doesn't there, almost costly. 3rd and goal, then we go spread empty. Bunch up top, Milton, he's got some time, he spins, looking for a lane to roll. He gets by 1 and he finds the end zone. Well, apparently Milton worked on his scrambling game in the offseason, and it's come alive here in a big way week 1. We take the lead with Joe Milton having a rushing and a throwing touchdown. The Dolphins are keeping a good fight up here. We jump to almost the end of the 3rd quarter, about 30 seconds left. They're into plus territory. Flowers again in motion. No one stays on him. Luckily, they don't throw it immediately. Instead, they check it down to Hall, and he's going to get spun out. Clean tackle again, I believe, is Nathaniel Woods. I might be wrong on that. Either way, great play as we find ourselves headed to the 4th quarter. So far, it's been a great opener to the season. A good battle. We lead at 14-10 with 8 minutes left. Will be a pass here from Stafford towards the bottom, closing again quickly. And we came into this game challenging the linebackers to make some plays. They're flying around, that is for sure. 3rd and 9, a chance to get off the field here. Stafford under pressure, quick throws out to Hall, who will not get the 1st down, but does get him to the 33. Well, they will not send out the field goal team as they did last time from about this same spot. Instead, they hand it off. Hall does edge out the 1st. He came close, just didn't quite get him down quick enough. I believe they ran it at Crumedy. 1st and 10 then. Split backfield for Miami. Flowers again in motion towards the top. A lot of motion for him, probably playing that hill kind of role. As they do just float it away. Not sure if Stafford meant to do that or not. They'll say receiver in the area, no intentional grounding. 2nd and 10 with an empty look. Bunch up top, 2 below. Stafford across the middle, open running lanes, and speeding by one of the linebackers. Picking up the 1st down goes Cooks. Occasionally, he still makes plays. It's back to that split look here for 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Flowers again in motion going towards the top. Slow to follow was Taylor, but here comes Williams getting the hit in on Stafford. Not a sack, but still a big hit there. Imagine they go with a run after to give Stafford a little bit of a breather. Indeed, they do stretch to the bottom. Good fill across the line. Hall stopped at the line. No gain. 3rd and 10. Another chance to maybe force a field goal here, though that would still leave them down. They might still go for it, depending on the yardage needed. Hall once again gets stopped short. This time Oren Burks and company. And indeed, offense stays out there. This time they need about 1.5 yards. Same look as they had prior. Tight end in motion to the bottom. They hand it back off Hall with a lot more room this time. And it's Cunningham, 47, who drags him down. So it was not Nathaniel Woods, as I believe I called it earlier. 1st and goal inside the 5. Higbee motioned all the way out towards the top. It's Hall. Maybe back to the line. Maybe about a gain of 0.5 yard. Honestly, we've got too many linebackers constantly rotating. I got no idea who's out there. But if they make the play, that'll do for us. Tight look here for 2nd and goal. Flowers motions out. Back to Hall. Quick fill, though, shucked off. He'll just end up losing more instead. That time, Hilton got involved from the cornerback spot. Leaves third and goal, 2 down territory as we approach the 2-minute warning. Bunch down to the bottom. Stafford, quick throw, and caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Take a late fourth quarter lead. Donovan Peoples-Jones after several fourth down conversions. And that does leave us 2:17 on the clock. And we've needing at least a field goal to tie this game. Offense starts with Gibson. Maybe about a gain of 2. Actually, he ends up leaving the field right after that, so Evans is going to have to check in. It is a free timeout for us, essentially, but under pressure, Milton sacked. That was near instantaneous pass rush. And now we've got a 3rd and 17 inside the 2-minute warning. Milton this time a little bit better blocking downfield. Just got to find a window to throw. None there. We have to punt. And to be honest, it wasn't a great punt at that. Doesn't even get them into their own territory. Starting plus territory at the 46. Gonna need some quick tackles here. Good stop on first down. First timeout call. Just got to make sure we keep him out of Cam Little's range. He hit from just inside the 40 earlier. When the knife form, Hall down the middle, slips one, makes it a 3rd and 1. With only 1 timeout left, gotta have a stop here from the defense. They just need about 1.5 yards, not just 1 yard. Taking their time before the snap as well. Tight end Higbee in motion towards the bottom. They will look to throw to the flat, and having the first down is Higbee. No timeouts left. That is game. Or somehow they ended up running out of time. They kick a field goal. We got 50 seconds to find a touchdown. No idea how we managed that. They had a first down with about 1:40 left. That should have been done deal. Madden, I guess, favoring us. As Milton chucks it down for DK, who has the step. We're not into the end zone yet. We're still going to have to find our way in there. That's a big play, about 30 seconds and counting. Now we look for our tight end, Dawson Knox, with the most incredible comeback. We should have been out of this game. And then we get the ball, 2 strikes, DK, then Dawson Knox. The extra point puts us in front. What a crazy ending. And just to make sure, yes, extra point is good. 21-20. We will kick it back to them. They have 3 timeouts and 20 seconds. We just cannot let them yet again get into Cam Little's range. We should have lost this game. Madden, don't be messing with me too hard here. As it is play action for Stafford. Going downfield and tipped away. Double coverage. Where do they need? The 38. He's already hit 2 field goals today. Let's leave it at that. As it's 1 receiver up top, 2 to the bottom and a tight end. Stafford, quick throw. Quick stop, dropped even. Probably a smart call there from Flowers. Save those timeouts. Because it's 3rd and 10, 11 seconds. You got time for maybe 2 shots here. Got to be smart about it. Flowers motioning towards the top. Looked like Taylor was following him. Stafford having to spin and getting smacked down. 4th and 10, 6 seconds. I believe that was Odeni Ingbo who got the pressure. This should be the final play for real this time. Stafford letting things develop. Let that arm rip. And it gets picked off. That is game. Alontae Taylor to seal it. And somehow, some way, we got the ball when we should not have. And we made the plays. I get it. Yeah, Miami looked depressed out there. I would be too if I was a Dolphins fan following the implosion that was the end of that game. They should have had it. Somehow we just got to count ourselves lucky. And we're going to see if we could roll that luck into a win here in week 2 as we continue on the road, finishing the first quarter 7-7 in Seattle. and take a lead in the second quarter. Hold that lead and tie it up before half, though we do get a late field goal. So we do hold that lead, regain the lead, 17-14 through the first half. Starting the second half, defense gets a stop. Seattle takes a lead. We answer with a field goal as we start the fourth quarter. So let's slow things down a little bit here. Don't want to spend too much time in this game as we do have a rivalry up next. But I also want to make sure we get a win as well. With a 3rd and 10, 12 yards goes to Mike Evans to keep their drive moving. Josh Jacobs picks up 2, then the first down the play after. Back again, 3 straight rushes, has him inside the red zone. Pierce then checks in. That's a pretty fun tandem. Incomplete pass by Drake May. 2nd and 10, they get 3. 3rd and 7, touchdown to Mike Evans. So they now take an 8-point lead, which means we need a really good offensive drive. With that, let's at least tune in, and if we have to jump in, we might do that as well. We got Gibson motioning out. Gonna be a drop back pass, Milton to the bottom. Finding his target is Hyatt. Milton 9 yards short of 300. 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Knock on wood, cross your fingers, that remains the case. As we go play action, Milton finding his target again, just the quick little dump offs. This time Dawson Knox. Now just 3 short of 300. But we need 8 points, so we need a touchdown and a 2-point try here. As we finally hand off the ball, Gibson picks up about 2. He's at 13 carries, 62 yards. Well, I would like to strive for a little bit of balance with the offense. Really, our receiving group is just too good to not try to feed them. Milton lofting it. He finds Dawson Knox. He'll pick up 3, and that puts us exactly at 300. We're going to need a lot more than that to find the win here. 3rd and 5. Got to find at least 5.1. With a tight shotgun look here, Milton looks to throw. Up top, finding the comeback, Elijah Moore. Honestly, if we could take up as much time here as possible while we tie the game up, send it into overtime. That could be a little fun here. The bunch to the bottom. We look for Dawson Knox, the trailing receiver. 2-minute warning. I do like the simplicity that we at least had a little something pop up above the score tracker for that. We don't need a full screen animation for it. Clean. Milton looks to rumble here. Spinning around, he's just got to throw it downfield to the 1. He finds Elijah Moore. The O-line talks a little trash after they couldn't find the sack. 1st and goal. 3 tight ends down to the bottom. Gibson flips his way into the end zone. We now need the 2-point try to tie. We'll come at it with a bunch to the bottom. DK up top. It's a pitch. He's got some leading blockers, though the dive comes up empty. Williams with one heck of a timing on that hit. Can we get a replay of it? Well, they wouldn't give it to you. I will. Look at that. Gibson looks like he has a walk-in path. He goes airborne, and he is stomped maybe a centimeter short of crossing that goal line. Once again, we find ourselves late on in a game here, needing a stop, and I doubt the center has already moved the ball. That should have been a false start. I'll take the loss, though, on the play. Sam Williams with a quick tackle. We call our first timeout. We got 1:45. They go spread wide. They still hand it off. Slowing down the running back, then cleaning up. Jacobs is over 100 on the day. 118. His team needs 6 more yards here to try to put this game away, though they will throw. May up top. Here comes the tackle. Shucked off. Another first down. We get lucky the first go around. We do not get so lucky the second go around, and we end up splitting the first 2 games. Seattle, they get away with 1. Following that game, we have 2 breakout opportunities. First one here is for our quarterback. I think you're a good player, Joe. I think so too. But I know you can be even better. I think so too. So far here, we're agreeing with Coach. We just need to see the guy out on the field take care of business. And if we could separate in these games, I think that'll go a long way. So So we're going to need Milton to give us 300 plus passing. He just had that. And 1 or fewer interceptions, and he will see a dev boost. Additionally, we also have an opportunity for Jalin Hyatt. 3 catches, 75 yards. I think that is pretty doable here. We're going to stick with that for Jalin Hyatt. Typically, we've changed those, but I think that's very doable. He gets a lot of targets. Plus, we need 300 plus for Milton, so let's try to get it done against a rival. I'll tell you what, whoever came up with the schedule, I'm not a huge fan of. 3 straight road games to get us going. Though that's a big strike, and of course it's to Hyatt, and already he is about at his 70 yards. Kicking us off about 50. That's how you start a game. Which also leaves us just about 250 more needed for Joe Milton. And obviously, no turnovers. Though we could give up 1. Don't want to. Diving catch. Wow. Such a stunner. It caused Milton to do a little bit of a roll there. Might have also been because he was shoved. Either way, 1st and 10. Right back to Hyatt. And I believe that's already his 3 catches. And might already be his 75 yards. 2nd and 5 here. We got 2 tight either side. Milton under pressure gets rid of it. Finds his running back. We didn't do particularly well in division last year, though we're about even with the worst team, which I think was the Texans as well. Milton throws to the backside and stopped short. 4th and 2 after a promising start to the drive. Well, we might as well keep the offense out there, says Peyton Manning. With a bunch up top, Doc's at the bottom. Milton will look to throw. He's got Knox. No, instead he goes DK, who's not going to truck through 3 defenders. But he does pick up the 1st down, make it 1st and goal. Empty set. Bunch up top, 2 below. They rush 5. We go up top, and it's Dawson Knox. The ball fit right into his pocket. We take an early lead here in Houston. Now, we are going to focus mostly on the offense today, but when the Texans get into scoring range, we will view from this. Again, just with all the breakout opportunities for the offense, that's a side we're going to focus on in this game. That is 2 penalties we've had this drive that have given them 1st downs. Najee Harris levels this game. Well, let's see if the offense can reclaim that lead then. Starting back at the 20. We had a 50-yarder to start last drive. This time, much more conservative 9. Though most would count that as a pretty good start. We do end the 1st quarter there. 2nd and 1 is where we begin said 2nd quarter with a split backfield. Milton will look to throw. Corner blitz around the edge, and he nearly throws the pick to Anzalone. Again, Milton has to have 300 plus, 1 or fewer turnovers, so we can't be throwing picks today. We got Hyatt in motion back towards the top. Hand this one off Gibson, who will pick up that 1st down and shuck off one of the guys. I believe that was Taylor Britt. Anzalone back again to help get the tackle. But after the 1st down gain, approaching the 45. The bunch to the bottom. Milton down to the bottom. He finds Dawson Knox, who will get 4. Obviously, Knox didn't see much playing time last season. It was Evan Ingram. Different style tight end here, but I feel like it fits the offense a little bit more. As Milton has a wide open target, DK gets us into plus territory. I'd like to see a few more deep shots throughout games to DK. He's really the deep target. Hyatt could do it from the slot. Elijah Moore also could play slot, but we're keeping him on the outside as he has the better release. Milton finding Dawson Knox with a big gain, about 18. You could just feel the offense starting to fit into its grooves a lot more here season 2. Empty set. Trips up top, 2 below. Quick throw, and it gets picked off. That was the one and only we could allow. It was a little bit underthrown, and Cam Taylor Britt, he gets the big time interception. Good news is defense didn't allow any points off of it, and we've got a 2-minute offensive drive here to try to take a lead before half. We find Moore, who's going to turn up, get to around the 30. Just got to make sure we play a clean game throughout. No risks, but I want the dub. As well as all the breakout opportunities. Hyatt back. He's got another grab, 8 yards tacked onto his total. I'm sure a touchdown would be a good boost of confidence as well for Joe Milton. He had the opportunity the last drive. Back to Hyatt inside the 15. And he's at 5 catches, 76. So indeed, he is getting a dev boost. That is a lock. We just need to make sure we also get that for our quarterback. And Dawson Knox tipped it away from himself. If he caught that, he's trotting in for a touchdown. No problem. Instead, we got a 2nd and 10. About 45 seconds back up top. Knox holds on to that one, leaving us with a 3rd and 3. Looks like 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. Milton, clean pocket. He's got time to nearly throw another interception. He's got to clean that up. But surprisingly, Coach Manning here keeping the offense out for 4th and 3. They could have taken a lead here with a field goal, but he finds Hyatt with the 1st down. 2nd to last timeout called. They got a 1st and goal at the 2. Interesting decision, but I guess trying to make a statement here in the rivalry. It's goal line v. goal line. As they go with a pass instead, Milton touchdown, as it is the rookie Tyler Bass, not Bass, 1st NFL touchdown. Well, the Texans trying to tack on a field goal here to end the half. They will hit it with Justin Tucker. So it's not a touchdown lead through half, but it is 14-10. We still hold that lead. And after going for it, 4th and 2, Garrett Wilson with a 24-yarder. Now the Texans trying to take the lead as they move inside the 10. A 1st down at the 2. 1st and goal. Touchdown Najee Harris does indeed give the Texans the lead, 17-14. Really got to find a way to take control of this one. We've played so many games close. I think it's just coming down to our defense not able to put things away. Deep ball tipped away from Elijah Moore. I think the offense has all the talent it needs to win the games. We just need a little bit of help on the defensive side. Some turnovers would be great too. Tipping that one away. All right, great coverage from Mabosa. Not only can he rush the passer, he can swat away the passes. 3rd and 10. Milton under pressure. We go 3 and out. And once again, Texans are driving. They're trying to widen their lead here. 1st down inside the red zone. 16 yards down to the 1 for Najee Harris. As we kick off the 4th quarter, it's a touchdown rush from the drafted fullback. We now are down by 10. Well, that means we are in perfect position here to start airing out the ball. And we need about 100 plus yards, about 111 to get that 300. As we do find Elijah Moore, also need to be moving a little bit quickly as well. As we're under 7.5 minutes left in this game, we need at least a touchdown and a field goal without giving up a single point. Finding Dawson Knox yet again. He gets us up to around the 45. 2 touchdowns on the day for Milton, 1 interception. Got to keep things clean while making some big plays. Hand this one off Gibson, who will pick up about 5. He's only ran the ball 3 times in this game, so we just simply aren't calling runs. But again, with all the receiving talent, I understand why. As they bring the pressure. 1st down, Knox. He spins off the tackle. Anzalone cleans it up, but we got a 1st down into plus territory at the 39. Tight shotgun look here. 2 up top, 2 down to the bottom. We're going to make it 3 down to the bottom as we send Elijah Moore that way. Time in the pocket. We go back to Knox. We'll pick up about 9. Anzalone a little bit shaken up after that play. He's been flying around in this game. Might make things a little bit easier here for us. 2nd and 1, we go empty. Lofted pass, tipped away. That was the same pass, same target too, that it was the pick earlier towards the end zone. A little bit more downfield, and maybe it's a catch and run, just like last time. 3rd and 1, we roll. Going downfield, DK is overthrown. Yet again, offense stays on out. They could take the field goal here, but they're looking for the touchdown. Hard count, no one jumps. Looking for the slant, and it's caught by Moore. And he keeps those legs moving for a little dude. He really stayed up there. Hurry up offense as they go sticking with the 2 spread either side. Letting things develop. They check this one down, Gibson, who will get 5. Hurry up continues. Bills trying to find the quick, easy hitters here. They do send the safety down to cover Dawson Knox as they look for the curl. That's the second pick. It was thrown too late. Milton dives. He keeps it from being a touchdown, but you can throw the dev boost out the window. And if we can't get the stop here, he might throw the game out the window as well. We just haven't been able to stop the Texans defensively when they've gotten into plus territory. 4th and 4 here. They hit the field goal. It's now a 2-touchdown game, though 2 touchdowns would put us in front. Jalen Hyatt picks up 10. 10 more back to Hyatt. We're at least going to get him getting the dev boost, so we'll take at least half of the possible options. Milton then picks up 2 on the rush. 27 back to Hyatt. Got to get this one in the end zone. We then need an onside kick and a recovery to then get 1 more touchdown. As we're letting this play clock roll all the way down to 2, why are we wasting time? Tipping away. Throw that quicker. Hyatt has another touchdown. Just been a little bit off in this one, not by much. And can we not have the down and distance overlay over the top of players? That would just be a nice little cleanup. Milton trying to dance around in the pocket. He will eventually flick it for about a gain of 3. He could have just ran it himself. Wasting a lot of time here. We have 3 timeouts. We haven't called a single one. We do get the touchdown, though, to Dawson Knox with 17 seconds. Leaves us minimal time here to try to get that ball back. And now for the all-important onside kick. As there's a little bit of a bounce, but it still goes straight to 46. And unless we could get 3 immediate stops, will they pick up 7? 2nd and 3, 1st down. We just can't close out these games. We've been close. Very close to 3-0. Instead, we finished today 1-2. But at least we have the silver lining that Jalen Hyatt performed extremely well during his breakout opportunity. And because of that, he will get his dev boost. And potentially, you never know, maybe we get another opportunity. But right now, he's up to a star dev. But I think it is pretty clear that this team does need some help to take that next step. And it's got to be over on the defensive side. We haven't been able to put games away. And I think we need help at all 3 levels, really. Maybe someone else here for the defensive interior just to help stop those runs. I think we've got some decent guys for the outside by committee. Linebacker, I think we need a playmaker there. And I think we need someone at safety. If you notice here, I did end up starting Cameron Dantzler at safety just to try to help get some higher overalls out there, a little bit better coverage, but we still haven't been able to put those games away. So I think next time we might look at what options we have, probably starting at linebacker. There are some options in our upcoming draft class, but for right now, I don't know what these guys are. There is Dockery, who's 6'4", 260. Most likely he's an edge rusher. There is Morgan Pittman, a true off-ball at middle linebacker. He's around 2 to 3. We also might still need some more help for the offensive line, so I want to keep some opportunities open. But maybe Jake Miller can take that opportunity instead, and we have to use an earlier round to bring in a key guy for our defense right now. So we'll see what all of our options are. We'll weigh all of our options next time. And if there's an option from any of the Tennessee or Mississippi schools that you know of as a true off-the-ball linebacker that would make a big difference, leave their name down in the comments below. And while you're down there, go ahead and either hit the subscription button or the bear icon, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Tuesday, Thursday. We also have the Stanford Dynasty, kind of the take 2 of it, as we had a corrupted save, but that is every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you guys got a lot of videos headed your way. It was a good start, but we still find ourselves, depending on what Indy did this week, either bottom or second to bottom in the AFC South. There's promise there. We need the defense to take that next step and put games away.